For me, I don't judge a book by its cover. I like to get to know the book, open it up, go for a read until I read it from cover to cover. That's just me. I don't go up to someone, look at them right in the face, and say, I don't like you. I like to get to know them first and enjoy their presence, get to know them and learn from them, live from them, have fun with them. Because who knows, that could be your best friend in the whole entire world right in front of your eyes, and you would have no idea until you spoke to them. Because until I speak to them and get to know them, that's when I'll decide whether or not I don't like them or not. I'm not gonna just like look at them, hear the tone of their voice, or just look at their skin color or hair color and just say, hey, wow, I don't like you. That's just not me. How a human being views himself will determine most of the individual's actions and choices in life. Thus, the more positively you perceive yourself, the more likely it is that you will have self-confidence. Would you say you have self-confidence? Me personally, I think I have a lot of self-confidence. I love to speak. I love to get out there and be in front of everyone and get to be going. Each of us possess a real self, ideal self, and a public self. Real self is what you think of yourself when you are being most honest about your interests, thoughts, emotions, and need. Your real self is dynamic and changing. So the question you would ask here is, do you feel as if you're searching for yourself or who you are? For me personally, I think I know exactly who I am. I like the person I am, and that's how I show it. Ideal self is who you would like to be or think you should be. For me, I think my ideal self is to maybe lose a couple pounds, but besides that, I think that I am my ideal self. I have reached my goals. I'm the perfect me. Public self is the one you let others know. It is the person that you have decided to let others see. Personally, for me, my public self, I love the person I express to everyone else. I think I'm a very outgoing person. I think that I express my feelings the right way, and everyone loves my presence around them, or at least I hope so. Many people call it shyness, but in the field of communication, the anxiety is identified as communication apprehension. Communicatively anxious person is aware of the anxiety because intrapersonal messages clearly warn of the fear. The messages warn of the unfavorable outcomes, and the person experiences a sense of impending doom. For me, years ago, I went in front of everyone. Years ago, for my graduating middle school class, I went up in front of everyone, spoke in front of because I won this award, and immediately, right before it, I didn't know what to do. I was freaking out. I thought I was so confident and ready to go and give the speech. But then right then and there, I freaked out. I didn't know what to do. And as embarrassing as this sounds, I peed my pants. And no one ever knew that until this video. I told it. And I still gave my speech, even though I peed my pants. We're with need drives that must be satisfied. Some communication theorists think these interpersonal drives are the basis for our communication. What we think, what we express, what inspires us to act the way we do, and how we react to the ways others express and use their drives. The basic forces that determine human behavior of the species: pleasure-seeking, security, and territoriality. These drives are not manifested equally in every person. One may have a pleasure need that is stronger than any of the other forces, whereas another may have stronger needs for security and territoriality. Survival. A person who's threatened screams for help, or if something is thrown at you, you will duck. These are all examples of survival. Pleasure-seeking. We are basically pleasure-seeking beings. A good part of our lives is devoted to communicating our pleasure or lack of pleasure. We talk about our rewards, citations, and good grades to communicate to others that we have succeeded, thus satisfying our pleasure need. For me personally, like I stated before, with everything with my family, I felt as if I always liked to hold things back because I didn't feel the need, I didn't gain pleasure out of telling people my rewards and successes in life because I didn't really think who would care. And not to be too harsh on myself, but I just didn't think people would care if I actually told them or not. But I realized today that I should be more open, and I do realize that now. And then the security. The need for security causes us to seek equilibrium, a balance when security is absent. When we feel lack of control, most of us are uneasy and cautious. In conclusion, the basis for communication with others is the ability to communicate with oneself. Each person, culture, background, family, education, experiences serve as the framework for his perceptions, which shapes how the person deals with incoming information and affects the way he decides on what actions to take or avoid. How a human being views himself will determine most of his actions and choices in life. However, most people have only a general idea of who they are and what they really believe in. Most people experience and subsequently deal with some form of communication apprehension. Culture has a strong effect on self-concept and self-perception.